This is Russ with Mission DIY. Today we are going to install some vinyl siding. This situation is, this is a bump out for a fireplace, and since the fireplace has not been purchased yet, for the time being we're going to just go ahead and install the siding the rest of the way up. So please like and subscribe. So we've got 56 inches from side to side. This includes roughly 3/4 of an inch length into the side corner pieces, but not fully all the way in, because you need to leave some room for expansion and contraction. When you install the nails, there's only 3 inches or 3 nails for this length of siding, and you can see how the nails are not driven all the way in. This allows for the siding to still expand and contract side to side, which is also why the depth of this track here is probably about 1 inch, and the siding only extends in 3/4 of an inch to give that extra room for expansion and contraction. We've also made sure that all of the Tyvek is taped. Any staple holes are supposed to be taped, and it's nice and tight. As you can see, we're installing this siding in the winter. So, I don't know, it's probably about 25 degrees or so outside right now. So the expansion is highly likely during the summer. So the siding has a clip on the bottom of the siding itself along with the top. We're just going to slide this in on each side, then slightly. During the winter, when it's cold, the siding is going to be a little bit more brittle. So you get it in on each side of the channel, then you pop it into place. You just push up on it, and that's about it. So you don't want it too tight, so you don't want to necessarily push up on it and then nail it in place. This will cause it to just be too tight. Kind of position it left and right. Take some roofing nails, and we use roofing nails because they have a large, I don't know if you can see this, but they've got a large head on the nail so that it grabs hold or flat against the so that it's flat against the siding. I'm working on a bit of a slope here because this house has a walkout basement. So just be careful when you're using a ladder to properly position the ladder. And it is cold outside, and I'm just not very good at using gloves with the cold. So, but my fingers are freezing. This is one of those cases where you don't do what you actually see me doing, holding the nails in my mouth. It would be a good idea to every once in a while, every few panels, make sure that you're installing them level, even though they're clipping in. They should be level as they go. You don't want it's being slightly off level a little bit each time is going to cause it to be very unlevel at the top, and it'll look terrible. The reason why you want to tape over any hole, staple from installation of the Tyvek tape, or any tear. You know what? See, there's a little bit of a tear right here that should get some Tyvek tape. Is because if any water gets behind the siding is designed with some holes underneath for the water to drain back out. However, if the water is coming down and it hits any tear or hole, or even holes from staples, the water could then penetrate behind the Tyvek tape to the wood sheathing and then cause damage. Okay, so this one was slightly off level when I just popped it up into place, so I made sure this side was pushed up, the other side was pushed down when I put in the nails on each side. You don't want to make too big of a compensation in just one panel, so I'm going to do the same thing on the next one, and we should be back to being level. It wasn't too far off level, so I don't think it's going to be seen when you're looking at this wall from further back. Typically you want to use the same tape by the same manufacturer as the actual paper, just to maintain warranty if necessary from the manufacturer. Tyvek, or in general terms house wrap, is more of a water barrier to prevent water from getting behind the paper or the house wrap material, but it is moisture or vapor permeable. So if any water or moisture is behind the paper, it will, any water could become, through evaporation, can become moisture and then permeate through the Tyvek or the house wrap to prevent damage to the sheathing behind it. We are trimming these vinyl siding panels to 55.5 inches. Here's our cut line. I'm using these siding and trimming shears. They cut this pretty well. This will cut both vinyl and aluminum trim or aluminum siding. A razor blade is a little bit difficult to cut the vinyl siding. This cuts pretty good, and then you can use a razor blade to trim any burrs or anything like that from the scissors. Cut doesn't have to be perfect because it's going inside the channel between half of an inch and 3/4 of an inch. And there we go. Let's do one more. So again, we're still trying to re-level out these panels, so I'm going to push up slightly on this side. So the bottom of the next piece is going to snap up into this channel at the top of this piece of siding that I just installed. So that's where we're going to measure to. Plus we want it to tuck up into this top channel. This last piece doesn't really need to be nailed in. So we're just gonna, we know we need to add a half an inch to the dimension. So we'll go from the bottom side of the trim panel to the bottom of this top track. It's roughly 5 inches. So we're gonna say 5.5 inches. We're measuring 5.5 inches from the bottom. Line does not have to be perfect because it's going to be inside the channel. All right. These siding panels were in the attic, so they got quite dirty. Some more dirty than others. I'm going to wipe them down a tiny bit. And there we have it. Finished up the siding temporarily until we get around to getting a fireplace, and we'll have to take it down, no big deal, to properly install the location of the fireplace exhaust flue. And then when we do that, we'll flash around the fireplace exhaust flue with some aluminum and, waterproof that area. Then we'll put the siding back up, cut around the fireplace flue. But this is good enough for now. Keep the house weather tight. And thank you for another edition of Mission DIY. This is Russ. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and I don't know, what all the other things that we're supposed to do on YouTube channels. Anyway, hope you learned something and this was helpful to you. Take care.